So when I'm live streaming, I'm often doing a large set of runs and I like to keep track of it. Well, while I'm doing these runs, I get asked about what this is in the upper right-hand corner of my stream literally all the time. Seriously, probably about once every 5 minutes someone jumps in and asks about it. Completely understandable. This thing is pretty sweet. But I decided to go ahead and make a video exactly about it, explaining fully what it is, what it does, where you can get it from, and how to install it, and kind of a basics of how to use it. If you end up getting anything from this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of the future Diablo 2 Resurrected videos. Now let's get after it. Alright, now go ahead and take a look at, exactly what everyone asks about, and that is up in the upper right-hand corner over here. This run counter that I have whenever I'm live streaming and I'm doing a set of runs. See, right here I am doing lower Kuros runs specifically. It doesn't say that anywhere, but that's what I'm doing, and it really keeps track of a ton of things. But what you see right here, that isn't necessarily what I see. I actually window capture the actual program, and then I use a chroma key to take out the black background. What I'm going to do here is switch to a different frame here so we can see my full screen. So this is more of just a regular screen. You see the Windows stuff at the bottom. I'll go ahead and drag over the actual little program into the screen from my other monitor. This is the actual program right here. It is called MF Run Counter. So it's just taken off just right there. Now, this is made by not me, but there is another guy. I'm going to link to his Discord down in the description. This guy made this program, and it is a pretty darn good program, especially for the run counter, but there's a ton of stuff. There's all these shortcuts that are right under hotkeys right here. You can set them to whatever you want to, but you can end the run by holding Alt and hitting W, holding Alt and hitting Q. So let's go ahead into the timer, hold Alt and hit Q. See it jump to the next run, and it started it up. You can go ahead and control spacebar will pause it. You can go ahead and I believe let's see, it's a control Z to go back one. Yep, that deleted the last one in case you went forward on accident. So there's all different kind of things you can do to keep track of your runs here in Diablo 2 Resurrected. On top of that, down here, this is where you can enter any drops and stuff like that. There's a bunch of advanced stat stuff that you can't do unless you're in automated mode, which on Diablo 2 Resurrected you cannot use this for because it, as far as I'm aware anyways, this automated mode does no longer work in Diablo 2 Resurrected. And I do want to mention, especially even if you're on the old Diablo 2, do not try to use automatic mode when you are on Battle.net because you will get banned. For single player, you're A-okay, and I'm not sure this does not connect with Diablo 2 Resurrected really at all. You have to do everything quote-unquote manually. So if you do everything manually, I think you're fine to use it while you are online, because it's just like any other program running in the background. It's not interacting with the Diablo 2 Resurrected program literally at all. So that's right there. This is the actual program. So even though when you look at, boom, this screen, on my stream up here, you see it right here. It is the program. Boom, right there. It is not actually what it looks like. It actually looks like this program right here. But this is still an amazing program, and I'd recommend anyone who does a lot of runs like this and wants to keep track of stuff, you can definitely get this program and use it. It's absolutely amazing. I would highly recommend it, actually. And there's actually, I will give you a few tips towards the end of how you can actually not literally automate it, but kind of like technically automate the run counter in order to keep track of your runs without having to go off of your Diablo 2 game and come back over and keep resetting it and do another run and do another run. So one of the most important things here, something that literally everybody is going to end up be doing, is creating the profiles. There is obviously the options. Go ahead and look over these. These are all the different options you can set up, the different hotkeys, and you're going to need to start remembering these hotkeys, but making the profile is literally the most important. So under the profile, I have a bunch of them already made from all these different runs and stuff that I had done in the past, whether it's Meph runs, 500 Mephisto runs, Cow runs, Stony Tomb runs, all different kinds of stuff down here, Hunting Infinity. But you go ahead and click new, and you can go ahead and name it whatever you want. Let's say we're going to do 250 Pindle runs. I'm just going to go 250 Pindle. Sure, that's a good name for it, just so I know exactly what that particular profile is. You could add a date in there so you know how long ago you did and stuff like that, but whatever. You could type whatever character you did it with. Girl Sork, sure, why not? That would, if that's the name of your character. go ahead and pick where you're doing it, Pindle, and you've seen in there, just I'll just go over real quick, it's all the different like standard places that people would run. So hopefully they had like Stony Tombs in here. Hopefully he updates it at some point to the new Diablo 2 Resurrected stuff. I'm not sure if he really will or not, but you could go ahead and you know, pick whatever area it is. Those are the standard ones, multiplayer or single player. This is going to be single player for me, and then go ahead and click submit. I'm not going to click submit, but if you did, this would go 0, 0, 0, and you'd have to go ahead and start up the run counter. Alt Q goes it to the next run, so you'd hit Alt Q and it'd start up boom on run number 1. I'm going to go ahead and go back just to close that down, and control spacebar to pause it. So that's just some shortcuts right there, but making the profile is probably the most important thing for anybody new to this particular program. But right now, I'll go ahead and jump into where you can get this from and how to install it. This is the MF Run Counter Discord. I would implore you to go ahead and join up here. This is the guys' Discord and the Discord for the MF Run Counter. So if you have any issues, you see down here we got a troubleshooting page that you can definitely take advantage of and ask any questions there. There's general, you can give them ideas if you have any ideas for it and stuff like that. But we're going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and go up to links here too. There's a bunch of links for a lot of neat stuff, different programs that can help out for Diablo 2 and stuff like that. In here, well, we're going to go ahead and look at releases, and there's a link right here for this release. I'm going to go ahead and put this link in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and click on this link. It's going to look exactly like this in my description, and that will go ahead and download the program that you need in order to install the MF Run Counter. So go ahead and click on the link. If it asks you anything to download it, go ahead and boom, it downloaded. You see, you don't see it actually, which is probably good, but there's like 5 different downloads there because I wanted to make sure that I did this right when I went ahead and recorded it. So then go ahead and open up your folder for your downloads. You have to take a look at that. Now that you have it downloaded, here's my random downloads folder with anything that I downloaded or worked on or whatever. But this right here, this is not like an install. This is the actual program. It'll go ahead and run. What you want to do is just cut this out and just go to cut and then make a folder anywhere. You can do it on your main page right here, on your main Windows page. I got it right here where I made Run Counter. And actually it's boom, it's right there, MF Run Counter. When you run it for the first time, it'll make this profiles page for any of the different sets of runs that you end up making in the program. So just go ahead and put that in a folder and put that folder somewhere. Don't just leave it in the open, in the C drive or whatever, because it'll create other folders when it does. So just put it in a folder named MF Run Counter or Run Counter or whatever you want to name it. Alrighty, now kind of an important part. I'm going to show you how to automate this, and specifically I know it works for single player. You might not be able to do exactly this online because I don't know with the save and exits and how fast you can really load in and out of games, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to my bring up my Razer software actually, and hopefully this doesn't bring me an update, but on my actual mouse I have a macro that does everything from clicking the save and exit button when to leave. Then it goes ahead and selects my character. It goes ahead and selects hell difficulty, and it resets the run counter all at the same time. So now that we got this up and running here, I got a macro over here, and you're going to take a look at it. I got a few I use for editing and the old ones I have for Diablo 2, but exit and run counter right here. If you don't have Razer, you'll probably have some sort of macro system on either your keyboard software, your mouse software, or if not, there is a program called Auto Hotkey. I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I used to use it a couple years ago for Diablo 2 to do the exact same thing. What it does is creates a hotkey on your keyboard. Let's say you want to do number 0 on the mouse pad, and every time you'd hit 0 on the mouse pad, it would then run this exact thing that I have right here. But on mine, I actually have it a button on my mouse. When I hit mouse button number 5, it hits Alt and then Q, which would be resetting or making the run counter go from one run to the next and resetting the timer. So then there's pushing the buttons down, releasing the buttons, then it hits escape. Then it says number 8, but it is not number 8. It's actually the up key on my, because I have a 70% keyboard, so the numbers and arrow layouts is a little bit different the way that it says it. This is actually the up arrow on my arrow pad, and then hits enter. So that goes from return to game to save and exit, and then you hit enter. And then after that, you see there's another enter, and that's selecting the top character. If you just hit just the enter key, it'll select the top character on your character list, which will be the last character that you used. And then if you hit the H key, which is depressing the key, releasing the key, that then selects hell mode. So this right here, by pushing one button right on the side of my mouse right here, I can go ahead and do all that. I can reset the run counter, it leaves the game, it selects the same character, and then it selects hell difficulty, so I never have the dreaded accidental selecting nightmare and resetting your absolutely perfect lower Kurust map or whatever magic find map that you are running. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start it up, and we'll do an example run here. You see it's right there, it's looking all good, and we'll just go do an example run. I'm in the middle of doing lower Kurust, so I'll just do one run real quick. Probably not the quickest run in the world because I'm a little rusty at the moment, I suppose, but you can do one run right here real quick. Maybe I'll pull a high rune out of the last chest for the video. No such luck. Small charm, we'll look at it later. But here I go. I'm just going to go over here where there's no bad guys. I got the button on the mouse. I'll go ahead and hit it. Boop. And it goes up, hits save and exit. It comes to the menu, hits enter, hits H, and then it goes ahead and loads up the next game. And you've seen in the upper corner there, right up here, it reset. It went from 268 to 269. That's one run down, and you can go ahead and run on to the next one. So if you have a type of macro system on your keyboard or on your mouse, that's how you can set that up in order to reset. So yeah, unfortunately, this isn't exactly how yours is going to be a game overlay. Yours will actually be the actual program. Mine's actually off on the other monitor. But if you wanted to, you could just put this boom, and it actually has a selection here to be always on top. Boom, and you can select that on. And now, no, even if I click on the game, it is now over top of the game technically all the time, and it'll always be on top if you want it that way. But it still runs perfectly fine if it's not on top, such as if we go to the right cam there. Oop, I don't have the program up correctly. 1 second. Let's go to timer and see, even when it's not on top, you can see because of the overlay, the way I have it when I stream, you can still see it's running perfectly fine in the background. And even if you have the macro set up with it on the same monitor behind Diablo 2, it's still, when you hit the Alt Q, it will reset the count either way. So I think it's pretty darn cool program the way that it works like that. So yeah, an absolutely great program. Make sure you destroy that like button if you liked the video and if this program ends up helping you out. And show the guy who made it some love. I got links to his Discord, the MF Run Counter, down in the description. Go ahead and over there and give his Discord a follow. And hey, if you aren't following my Discord, go ahead and follow that already. So hey, peace out, YouTube. And don't forget, keep slaying.